Well, when it comes down to what every service pro should know about people, one of the things we've got to talk about is dealing with difficult people. But maybe you don't run into difficult people. We could skip this part. Oh no, okay. Well, let's do it. A couple of things I want you to keep in mind on this. I want to help you just get a different perspective on how you might handle guests that are difficult, and give you some tools to deal with those that sometimes lose control. How many of you want to be difficult? Are you sometimes? See, the truth of it is, people act badly because they just can't help it at the moment. They're just caught in that weird place. I mean, when you're being a jerk, don't you pretty much know that you're being a jerk? Just don't quite know how to stop being a jerk right now. People just can't help it. They're caught in a strange place. They can't pull the plug at that instant any more than you can. So that's the first thing to understand, is that this happens to people because it happens to you too. So the key to dealing with a difficult person is recognizing the upset state of mind. I mean, if you are an otherwise good person that occasionally gets caught in jerkness, which you get to do by virtue of being human, if I understand what's going on, when you get caught in that, what I see is, here's a really neat person that's just a little bit off track right now. Something's bugging them. And I don't take it too seriously. And if I don't take it too seriously, it's a lot easier for you to snap out of it, isn't it? But you know, when you get into one of those moods, if somebody backs you into a corner, you'll defend it to the death. So the real key here is not to see the behavior, but see the upset state of mind. This is just the way people behave when they're a little bit upset. It's got nothing to do with you. And that's the other thing, is understand that somebody else's upset is not a personal attack on you. That's just the way people behave when they're lost. Even if they use your name, it's got nothing to do with you. And we talked about that idea that presence would draw people to a more positive state of mind. When you get caught in that low level, if I don't go down there with you, I'm your lifeline out. But if I get caught up in your drama, then the only thing that happens is we're both lost. See? So does that make some sense? You see what I'm talking about? Some things that can happen. You get people that come in that kind of right on the edge. You know, it could go either way. A couple of things that will help. Tell them what you can do for them instead of what you can't do for them. Somebody comes in and said, I want a poached egg. Said, we don't do poached eggs. Ooh. Said, like a poached egg. Said, we can fry them, we can scramble them, make you a great omelet. Here's what I can do instead of what I can't do. They ask for a brand of liquor that you don't carry. Instead of saying, we don't have that, say, well, we have this, and we have this, and we have this, and we have this. In general, this is a great idea. I never want to say no to a guest. Unless, the only way that I can do that is if there's a legal thing. I have to say no if you're drunk and you want me to serve you. But for the most part, I want to tell you what I can do instead of telling you what I can't do. And that tends to keep people on balance. Will you do this rather than you have to, you should have, why didn't you? I mean, all of that irate third grade school teacher stuff. And if you have to tell them that they can't do something, give them the reason first. This is what the airlines do. For your own comfort and safety, please stay seated with your seatbelt fastened until we reach a complete stop to the gate. To comply with liquor law, we have to ask that you not take open containers outside the building. But to the extent that you can do it, to give them the reason and then tell them what they need to do, because it gives it a context, and it's much more likely to keep them from blowing off on you. But did you ever have anybody blow up in your face? So they're going nuts, and here's some ideas, some language that can really help that situation. They're blowing up in your face, and say, wait a minute, I will take care of that. I will take care of that, not we'll see what we can do. I will is a personal commitment. So they're going nuts. You say, wait a minute, this is important. This is not at all the kind of service that I want to give you. Your business is important to me. I apologize. It's amazing what those words will do to just get people off the defensive and get them to calm down long enough to listen to you. because you don't want to say why they're wrong. You don't want to explain to them why they shouldn't be upset. I mean, when you're upset, what you really want is someone to explain to you why you shouldn't be upset, right? I mean, that always works. So just take an idea. I won't spend time with this right now, but it'd be a nice drill to go through just to put yourself in some role-playing type situations and just see if these things don't have a good effect on you. The key points with this thing: understand everybody is difficult from time to time. We all get caught in that. And what people need at that point is some compassion and some understanding, even if they're a little bit hard to be around. But if you start to see the thinking and not the behavior, it's a lot easier. That you can, in fact, help a difficult person keep from losing control just by understanding where they are and making sure that you don't do anything to aggravate the situation.